Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this on out, and I'm just going to go from here. See how I took that out? This is where I had to reattach and attach. So then I have my second row here. I'm going to take out and start over. And if you just kind of see how I'm taking it out, you'll kind of see how the rows go. Okay, there's that middle part of my A. This is the second section of my A. The other side is in the first side. This is where we start. So I'm just going to start from here. You guys know how to slip stitch and chain up 5. That's what you're going to do. Slip stitch, chain up 5 for an example. Slip stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to give you 4 single crochets, right? You go into that second chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now for my letter A, I'm only going to go up just a few rows just so I can just show you guys how to do it, but you can make your A as big as you want to. So if you want it nice and wide, you can do as many single crochets as you need to, as many foundations as you need to. So you can do 20 foundation chains and chain 20 single crochets, or if you want to do double crochets, work with double crochets. But with single crochets, this is how I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Okay, so what I did here is 5, like I said, 5 chains and then 4 single crochets, and I'm just going to go up a few rows, maybe 10 rows. So this is going to be 8 rows of single crochets, 4, just so it's big enough so I can have my space in the middle and the top. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows, and I'm just going to chain 3 for the middle. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to chain another 5 to do my opposite side, which is the same here, 4 single crochets. So I'm going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into that second chain from the hook, I'm going to do my 1 single crochets and continue with my 4 single crochets and do the exact same thing that I did on the first side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'll have 3 chains in the middle, and that is going to be your space. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. This is the way you're working. You're working down now, which is this way. This is where we're at. Okay, so that chain 3 is going to be this right here. So we're just going to work down to the opposite side, and then once we reach those few rows down, that's when we're going to do another 3 chains, and we're just going to continue and go back and continue our row. Actually, slip stitch it there and continue our row on this side. So let's just get into it so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So again, we're just going to continue to do our 10 rows down the opposite side. So like I said, we're working down this way, and I'll meet you once we get back to that 10th row. Okay, so I reached my 10th row here, working our way down. This is the way we're working down. So I reached my 10th row. So what I'm going to do now is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to reattach it to our previous row, previous section that we just did for our A, and that's going to be the middle. So it kind of looks like a box of, I don't know, strange piece, but this is what it looks like so far. We're going to go back and continue on this side. So we're just going to do our 3 chains in the middle. We're going to single crochet 3 chains in the middle and continue our 4 single crochets across until we reach the length that we want it. So we're just going to chain 1 from those 3 chains, and after slip stitching, and 1, 2, 3. That's the middle, and we're going to continue with our 4 single crochets across. 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, turn your work, and I continue our 4 single crochets across. And like I said, we're just going to continue to work our way down to the length that we want it to be. So I think I'm just going to do, oh, sorry, I have to reattach. Since I'm just showing you guys the letter A, I'm not even going to bother with tying that together right now. I'm just going to slip it in this way. I'm just going to tuck those right in and continue your 4 single crochets, like I said, to the length that you would like it to be. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to stop right here. Yeah, that's good. That's good for me. So there we have it. So now we're going to cut it. We're going to cut and slip stitch. I'm just going to slip one more row in there. Maybe another one. Okay. Now we're going to chain 1 and cut. We'll tuck that afterwards. But this is what we have so far. And we're just going to reattach it onto here. We'd rather reattach it onto this side because once we continue our row, we can just reattach this little gap piece in between, so we won't have to fix that later. So we're going to start on that first stitch. This is the first section that we did, and continue 1 chain and single crochet in that first one. 2, 3, 4. And when I'm on my last 4, I'm just gonna slip stitch on into that and just bring it with us so that it's attached, fully attached. And just chain your 1 and continue your 4 across. Just like that. And however many rows we did on the previous side is the same amount of rows we're going to do on the last side, on this side. I think I kind of missed a stitch back there. Just to show you guys what it's looking like. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just one more row. Then I'm going to chain 1 and cut. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1, cut. Okay. So our A is forming the shape that we want. Like I said, you can make it as wide as you want, make it as long as you want. And we're going to reattach here at the top. And we just have a few more rows to go. We're going to decrease on each row after this one. So, but first we're going to reattach here, and then we're just going to decrease in the middle first, and then same thing on here. So we're reattaching this way, chaining one, and then single crochet into that same stitch, and continue to single crochet until you reach those spaces. Our chain 3 space here, so we're just going to decrease that. 1, 2 single crochets together and just decrease, and then I'm gonna just actually skip that one. That's there. Skip the third one. Okay, just go straight into the next 4 single crochets on the next side. Chain 1, and now we're going to start to decrease again on each end. So we're going to chain 1 and then skip that first space and go right into the second space. That's going to be our first single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Just continue, no decreasing in the middle is needed. Once we reach the 2 last stitches, we're going to skip that second to last stitch and go straight into the last stitch, and that counts as another decrease on each end. And again, you can also stop where you want to stop. If you want it nice and square, you don't have to decrease to give it that point, but I'm going to decrease for another row. So I'm going to chain 1 and skip the first space, go into the second. That's our first single crochet. Continue to do so, and into that last 2 stitches, we're going to skip 1 and go into the last one. So I'm actually going to stop it there because it's kind of to the point where I want it square. And if you want to do your single crochets around to clean it up, then you might want to stop to where it's more square if you want it square. But if you want it round, you can continue to go, and on each corner you don't have to make your corner. So that's 1 single crochet, chain 1 single crochet in the same space to give it that corner. But I'm just gonna go around to clean up just to show you guys what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna chain 1 and single crochet into that same stitch and continue to go around your A with single crochets. You'll feel each space going around, so just continue to go into each one. And we're coming up to a corner now at the end of our row. Here in that last stitch, single crochet, chain 1 and single crochet into the same space, and that gives you your corner to keep your square shape, I'm sorry. And do the same thing on that side and continue to single crochet on up. Now once I reach the middle, I'm just going to either I'm actually just going to slip stitch into that middle part because I don't want to do the single crochet because it's going to make it wider. So we're just going to slip stitch and continue to do our single crochets once we reach the other side of it. So that gives it that clean look. We're hitting another corner, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Continue at the bottom, same thing. When we hit another corner, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. So we can keep it square. If you don't want it square and if you want it round, you do not have to do your 1 single crochet, chain 1. You just continue to go around. And or if you feel like it's curving on you, you just add an extra single crochet in the same stitch. So I'm coming up to the end, pretty much to the top. And here we are. Yep, slip stitch, chain 1 and cut, and we have an 8. There we have an 8.